All right, Shalom. I'd like to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechahakodash. Double honors unto our elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do teach and rule well and tell us this 100% truth. Peace, love, and salutations unto the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect, and the 1/3. You Akim out there pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Unto those of you who are also scattered to the four corners, unto you we say Shalom, wa barakathum. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, which means He is the I am. The name of His Son, who the world only calls Jesus Christ, is Yahweh Shai, which means He saves or He delivers. Bahashem Rekakudash being interpreted as in the name of the Holy Spirit, which comes in the volume of the book, for lo it is written of Him, our Lord Yahweh Shai, who is the Word, was in the beginning, and through which we were all created. We are the true Hebrew Israelites, the descendants of the slaves, the prophets, the descendants of the people of the book, all right, who in these times make up you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad, meaning that those individuals, the seed of their father goes back to an Israelite man, thus making them Israelite men, women, and children, even unto this very day. All right, likened unto the speckled bird. All right, now this lesson is going to be touching on, all right, the Alien Enemies Act. All right, it will also be touching on a recent Department of Defense directive that was updated. All right, and so we're going to start with Revelation 12:12, and it reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe," all right, meaning destruction, meaning trouble, judgment. "Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." All right. And we understand not only according to biblical history, but of which can further be substantiated through secular history, that Job 9:24 is in fact true, that the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. All right. You self-proclaimed white people, all right, who are indeed Edomites, all right, who control the world. It's not the Indian man that controls the world. It's not the Chinese man that controls the world. All right, it's not the Arab man that controls the world, nor is it the Australian man that controls the world, nor is it the South American man, nor is it the North American man. All right, it is you Edomites, you self-proclaimed white people, starting with your elite banking families. All right, which then trickles down with your prognosticators and stargazers and witches and warlocks and so on and so forth, starting with your chief tribe of Teman, your Germans. All right, that's why even if you look at the economies today, Germany is one of the largest economies in the world after the United States and China, you see? And yet when you look at the size of that place compared to many others, all right, you might be a little baffled, man. All right, but that's because all of that wisdom, all right, on that left-hand side, all right, comes from those Germans, man. All right, and again, these elite banking families who control the world, they know that they have a short time. All right, that's why America is crumbling before you people's eyes. All right, that's why the lies that you have been fed for so long are no longer working. And you're starting to see a bit more discrepancies and things that you would have received and acknowledged years ago. All right, because the scales are being removed, man. All right, the truth which has been so long without fruit is now flourishing, okay, for all to see. All right, Jeremiah 30:7. All right, and part of that flourishing, all right, is a threshing time or a judgment time, all right, that will take place before the earth, before the world, all right, is placed back in its rightful course with its rightful leadership. All right, and before that takes place, Jeremiah 30:7, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Jumping down to Revelation 3:10. "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the what? Hour of temptation." All right, when you get into that word hour, all right, actually, we'll just go ahead and get it, man. Okay. 3 and bam, bam. All right, we're just gonna get it, man. All right, here we go. And it reads, Salakia, temptation is what we wanted. Hour of temptation. All right, we want temptation. All right, hour is just season. All right, but temptation. All right, here we go. Adversity, affliction, trouble sent by God and serving to test or prove one's character. You see, the trial of man's infidelity, the trial of man's fidelity, all right, integrity, virtue, consistency, all right, to proving ground. You see, temptation, all right, rebellion. You see, and so ultimately, this is getting into a time of adversity. All right, evil. Okay, and so continuing on, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I always also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right, and so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, the Alien Enemies Act, in which the former President Donald Trump made mention of, all right, as well as we made mention, a Department of Defense directive that was updated at the end of September, providing the U.S. military authorization to kill Americans on U.S. soil. All right, and not just Americans, man. Okay, so let's get this, man. All right, because this is the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, and along with the inflation, the famines, the scourges sent for amendment, all right, Jacob's trouble will lead to the sea hip, all right, which is the hour of temptation, which shall be upon all. Everyone will be, man, you bend the knee, or you out of here, man. Okay, but thanks be unto Yahweh Bashem Yashai Bashem Kodash, man, that we've already, given ourselves unto the Lord, man. All right, the power. Okay. And so, when it comes that time, man, hey, we're going to be good, man. All right. We're going to eat. We're going to be rejoicing. All right. Well, while we're suffering now and these people are reaping their benefits. All right. And that time it's reversing, man. All right. The scriptures itself, what's that? Deuteronomy 30. All right. Let's see here. What's that? Deuteronomy. Is it 30 and 7? Beautiful. Deuteronomy 37. And the Lord thy power, see, his our power, will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. All right. So again, getting back into it, man. This is why your empire is crumbling, man. All right. And these prophetic events were prophesied from the very beginning. Okay. And so let's get it, man. All right, let's get this Alien Enemies Act that President Donald Trump made mention of. All right, and as it says, the plan invokes the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, which has not been used in the United States since World War II. All right, behold, the third woe. Come on, man. Let's get this, man. All right. World War II. Well, guess what? We're entering into World War III. So it makes sense that they are now reigniting or opening these provisions and laws and wartime decrees, you see, because the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right. And matter of fact, since we hit it, Ecclesiastes 3 and 8, there is a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. And America, Babylon the Great, is at its last leg, all right, which means it is at war, all right. It is defending every inch of her wickedness and deception, all right, down to its rotten core. All right, so let's get it. Former President Donald Trump continuing his anti-immigration push. Announcing on Friday a new plan called Operation Aurora, all right, where obviously he named it after the city, okay, but there's also, there's also left-hand meanings behind that, all right. At Lord's will, that'll be another lesson, all right. Same way, some of their false flags and some of their enchantment stuff like that, it has taken place out of Aurora, Colorado, all right. Some false flags have happened there. A lot of other left-hand military, events and other things that's taking place there and in Colorado in general, man. But nonetheless, I digress. Okay, so let's continue. The plan, Operation Aurora, invokes the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, which was used during World War II. Here's what we know. Let's see. The act was designed to allow the president to authorize the relocation, arrest, and deportation of any man older than 14 years old who hailed from a country at war with the United States. All right, so the first thing that I see here, all right, relocation, right? Those relocation camps, those reinstitution camps, you see. So we will authorize, we're going to relocate them, arrest them. We might, send them to the camp, or we send them back to where they came from. All right. The only problem is, all right, in these times, all right, even the countries that they came from will reject them. You see. The Alien Enemies Act was supposed to expire with the Alien and Sedition Acts in 1801, but instead, the Alien Enemies Act remained in effect and became part of the United States Code. This also gets into a lot of what the beloved Elder Malcolm gets into as well, man. All right, understanding, as he often makes reference of it, Title 10. All right, and then the particular ways in which they use legalese, all right, to violate the rights of you Americans, man. All right, who was it? One of the Bushes, he said, hey, if the Americans ever, if citizens ever found out, what we did, all right, we'd be, paraded in the streets, man. Roughly paraphrasing however he said it, man. But, same thing, all right, because you get into some of those, again, the legalese behind it, and the codes versus, certain law, and then corporate law versus, it's all types. It's just too much, man. All right. Which, hey, thanks be unto Yah, Bashim Yoshai, Bashim Rakagulash, man. We have the perfect law, you see? So all this extra bullshit he got going on is just his madness. All right. The heathen raging as per usual. All right, trying to stop the inevitable, which is prophecy taking place. The act was passed in order to supplement the Alien Friends Act. You see, all these different, these all be all over the place, man, which allowed the president to deport and any non-citizen who was determined to be dangerous to the peace and safety of the United States. You see? So now let's switch gears, all right, because we got to tie these two together. U.S. military is now authorized to kill Americans on U.S. soil. Just ahead, intriguingly, of the November elections, the U.S. military has granted itself permission to unleash lethal force on the civilian population in cases of national security. All right, as the U.S. prepares for one of the most controversial and closely watched elections in its history, a concerning update to DoD Directive 5240.01 has quietly been put into effect. It was reissued on September 27, 2024. This directive governs the Department of Defense's intelligence activities and now includes provisions authorizing lethal force in certain circumstances when assisting civilian law enforcement, while the directive forbids assassination opens the door to lethal interventions under national security conditions. And that's the thing, right? It don't matter if it forbids assassination because you still kill people. All right, that's the thing. The same way you force-fed us, you see? The same way again, here, it forbids assassination. No, that's fine. But then you'll just continue to provoke the people. So that way they cross a line. And then when they cross that line, you kill them anyway. All right. The reissuance of Department of Defense Directive 5240.01 repealed previous versions, including the 1982 5240 period 1-R. All right, that was the revised version. They add amendments. They'll, use a certain identifier after it. While the update might seem routine, the changes regarding the use of lethal force in domestic operations are significant. In the 2016 version, the directive primarily focused on intelligence collection and ensuring civil liberties. The 2024 version expands the military's role, particularly in assisting civilian law enforcement, and authorizes lethal force under specific conditions, raising questions about its use during potential civil unrest during the election. And let me see if I could pull it back up. Let me see. It actually even makes mention in the directive that this is only to be applied in times of war as well. See, the defense intelligence components will only conduct or provide support for the conduct of covert activities in times of war declared by Congress during a period covered by a report from the President to Congress in accordance with public law. 3, when such actions have been approved by the President. Okay. And of course, they say to protect fully the legal rights of all U.S. persons. All right. But again, it's dealing with this unrest, bro, and, you can obviously read this for yourselves. All right. But let's get back to it. Okay. And the phone froze. That's all right, man. This devil can't stop. All right. This devil can't stop it, man. Okay. It's all good, man. It's all good. All right. Can't stop this thing, man. We get it right back. Let's see. All right, Salakia, man. All right, so just being, the little girl he is, can't take nothing. All right, let's continue. The relevant provisions from the updated directive are below. All right, so subject to paragraph 3.1, all right, goes into the lethality of it. All right, so I'll just go down a little bit to see assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force that is likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups is reasonably anticipated. All right, what did Trump also say? Right, that police officers will have immunity. You see? So we're getting into that time, man. All right, ultimately, we're already here. Okay, we're definitely already here, man. All right, but nonetheless, this is getting into those events, man. Let's get back to the Alien and Sedition Act. All right, there was another article here. I wanted to grab this. It shared something specific here. Let's see. Here we go. Congress then passed 2 separate alien acts. The Alien Enemies Act said that if there was a declared war, okay, the president could deport enemy aliens. You see? So basically, at the end result of this is war, man. All right, that's the thing. Everyone knows that we are assessing, all right, and getting ready to be deployed to war, man. All right, the sound of battle is in the air, man. Jeremiah. Right, this bill easily passed with bipartisan support and is still in effect today. All right, so again, these broad powers are, as we read in the other directive, all right, they coincide with certain steps that would take place that would take place if war is determined. All right. The U.S. military, for the record, is expressly prohibited from engaging domestically with the citizenry with very specific, narrow exceptions. Right. And it says that whoever, except in cases and under circumstances expressly authorized by what? The Constitution or Act of Congress. All right. So again, what do we have over here? That DoD directive. All right, he's getting into it, man. So you have the Alien Enemies Act that is being, is ready to be introduced. All right, we also have further information that suggests it's during time of declared war. All right, which provides those broad powers. You see, so again, this further substantiates, man. All right, a time for war, a time for peace. All right, and then obviously when you get into it itself, all right, let's go ahead and hit this, man. Let's grab this, man. 2nd Ezra 15 and 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting of hail with a fearful consolation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. All right, America is modern day Egypt. All right, but also, as it makes mention, actually in the beginning of this, what is it? Maybe the next one. Woe be unto thee. Yep, 16 and 1, not 15 and 1, Salakia. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Assyria. You see? And so you can liken Babylon, all right, unto your modern Babylon system, and then all of Asia, you see? Europe is included in that. Woe be unto the Egypt and Assyria, Africa. You see, you have your main continents being called out, man. All right, the main nations being called out, man. Let's go back to 2nd Esdras 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. There's also another one. I think I had it up here. Here we go. 2nd Esdras 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And the same thing's going to happen, man. That burning wrath of that great multitude, it's already kindled against you every single day, man. Just look on social media, find any kind of white pride post or anything of that nature, man. All right. But soon we're going to get back to that, that Obadiah sentiment, man, that Psalm sentiment, man. All right. And what were they saying, man? Raise it, even to the foundations. That wrath is coming back, man. All right. Hence Revelation 12 and 12, man. So that's the point. All right. The Alien and Sedition Acts and all of these particular things that are being brought out right now, bro. All right. Along with other particular events, not to get too deep, but, I followed it for some time now, in which, people have suggested that Trump has still been the commander-in-chief during this time. And, that's why the setting of the White House looks different whenever Biden's on TV. That's why half of Washington has been empty and videos have been circulating. It's a lot of stuff, man, out there, man. But it really shows at the end of the day, all right, it really shows how down horrendously bad this devil is, man. All right. We've seen it, man. We've seen the articles years ago, man, of how these heathens were sojourning out of New York and all these other capitals and places, man. All right, this place is through, man. All right, and the thing about it is, man, this place is truly Babylon the Great, man. All right, the most deceptive, wicked empire, man. All right, and truly the world is in cahoots with this place, man. All right, because only now, out of all times in history, with all of the destruction and chaos that you devils have brought upon the whole world, why are these things happening now? You see, why? Okay, there were wars before. All right, the Arab Spring War, Israel going to war, your wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, and all these other wars. Plenty of wars, man. Okay, but again, there's a time, all right, and there's a more specific time that's relative to your Jeremiah 30, your Revelation 12, your Revelation 18. You see, additionally, your Daniel 7. All right. After that last beast, what happens, man? It's Yahushai's kingdom, you see? So these things must come to pass, man, all right? And this further substantiates, man, this election ain't no regular election, man. This thing's gonna kick some shit up in the air, man, all right? Hey, and then from there, hey, Lord's will, man. Lord's will, man. Lord's will, this will be it, man. Hey, we always say it, man. You want to know why? Because we have an expected end. We are constantly hopeful, you see? So there you have it, man. Again, you can research this on your own, all right? Obviously, the news source is Substack, all right? And then you have other bits of information all right, regarding the Alien and Enemies Act, again, getting into detention and deportation powers and all that, man, which is the same thing. It's nothing new, man. All right, putting people in camps and re-education, relocation, reprogram, all of it, man. All right, which again leads to what? The C-HIP. All right, and these things will be happening in tandem, in tandem with each other, man. All right, but as with every event in history, there are certain events that they begin prior to other culminating factors, man. All right, so there you have it. All right, that's why the scripture says, be not ignorant in any matter. Okay. Excuse me. All right, and in closing out, Sirach 5:15, be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. All right, so obviously we know that the Alien and Seditions Act and the Enemies Act and tying it in with the DoD and the Directive and everything is lining up with war, okay? In a great time of chaos. We could just sit here and bam, war, all right? War, all right? Let's do this. Iran, the weak saying they're strong, all right? They're saying, hey, listen, we're ready, man. Okay, national interests. You see, get out of here, man. All right, the real interest of your current fraudulent nation will be its destruction. That is the real interest. You see, so yeah, that's the point, man. All right, that is the point, man. The point has been made, man. All right, Lord's will, you is edified. Until next time.